Brisbane Broncos, they are part of Confraternity, the Titans, the Cowboys. This is day 2 of the CQ University sponsored Confraternity Carnival for 2024. We are live here from Jack Mansky in Townsville. Day 2, gloomier conditions than yesterday. Joining me, a man who's not so gloomy. He would have loved yesterday, and it's none other than Michael Crutcher. Crutch, what a day yesterday. Just had drama everywhere, results, more draws in one day than probably in a whole carnival.
Yeah, we compiled the story last night of the day, and it was hard to work out just what to feature. So in the end, we just spoke about the chaos of day one, these results that no one expected, the way it sets up for today to be just a cracking Tuesday, because yesterday didn't sort anything out. Normally on Monday we have a fair bit sorted out. You think you know the teams that are going to come to this afternoon's quarterfinals, because that's what it is today. We've got pool matches all through the morning. We hit lunchtime and then we're into the quarterfinals straight away. It's a rest day tomorrow, semi-finals Thursday, finals Friday. So what we have is a day where normally we come into Tuesday and we think, well, these teams will make it through, but it's so unclear at the moment just what's going to happen across these pools. So, and that goes for the girls' comp and the boys' comp. So very difficult to try to predict. So yeah, it's going to be a really good Tuesday. Like you said, it's a bit different to yesterday. It's not that North Queensland winter weather, but it's still walk around without a jumper on and enjoy June in Townsville.
Zara Allen is the referee you can see on screen who'll officiate this clash. It's coming up. Emmaus Jimboomba up against Southern Cross on the right-hand side.
Yeah, we finished last night with just a bell ringer of a boys Division 1 game between Ignatius Park College, the host school for this carnival, and Marymount College from Burleigh Waters. We go this morning to a match from Pool C in the girls competition. So we go from the, I guess, the traditional Div 1 boys to this new arm of Confro. It's the 4th year of a girls competition. This is the pool with 4 teams, Pool C, that won't contest the Confraternity Shield. So if you like, it's a second tier, but this is why Confro is so good, because some of these girls are having their first taste of rugby league. Others are club players, some are rep players, but they come together to play together. We are
underway day 2. Game number 1 and goes into touch, so that will be a penalty to start things off. I'm not really sure. It might have been yesterday's first game as well. I think it was a knock-on from the kick-off. It wasn't an ideal start, but that's because of nerve. But a penalty in the centre of the park here to get underway. 20-minute halves, no stoppages. We have 5-minute break in between games and cooler conditions. I walked out across the field here this morning. A lot of people losing their footing yesterday, Michael, but I think it's basically the subsoil moisture of this ground is so good that it just remains wet day after day, and that's why it's so green as well. And I don't think it's anything to do with the soft soil or anything. It's just a case of you just got to be more cautious with your footing.
Yeah, the fields are great.
Yeah.
And we left here last night about 8 o'clock, and the fields were being repaired and prepared for today. So the tractors were going late last night. So this is first class standards here and gives everyone a chance.
So Emmaus Jimboomba. Tough afternoon. Both these sides didn't have a great result in their second games yesterday, neither of them putting any points on the board, so this could be a quite evenly contested clash here this afternoon. Emmaus College is on your left of screen up against Southern Cross. So Southern Cross, Emmaus got to their kick, so Southern Cross now. Yeah, no damage done from that penalty.
No, so we've got teams here. So Emmaus College Jimboomba from the Brisbane Catholic Education System in southeast Queensland, and playing again in Confro this year. And that's a good run and an offload as well.
Damage down the left-hand side, steps back on the inside there. There's Penny, and Penny still... Well, the referee's going to award a penalty for a... No, she's going to... A scrum for a knock-on. Zara Allen, as I mentioned, was the referee. Sorry, mate, yep.
Yeah, so we've got Jimboomba, Emmaus College, the Brisbane Catholic Education System, versus Southern Cross Catholic College, which is part of the Townsville Catholic Education Diocese here. Coach... Nick Jones for Emmaus College Jimboomba talking about the fact that some of his players are playing league for the first time. There's some here that play club together at Bow Desert. So there's around about 6 players back from last year's Confraternity Carnival in Brisbane. So they've got a bit of experience here, but it's great to see them coming out and just developing their skills here against Southern Cross Catholic College, coached by the one and only Stephen Lansley, who did coach Ignatius Park boys to Confraternity Shield success in 2019 and 2022. So Steve Lansley knows all about this carnival. He's taken it to the highest level, and now he's coaching this Southern Cross girls team, and no doubt teaching them a lot about rugby league.
Emmaus Jimboomba, as you said, playing in the Bow Desert, so they'll actually be relishing these conditions. Nice and cool, nice green grass, little knock on there as we set another scrum. And, yeah, so where do they sit on? Will they progress to the quarterfinals, one of these?
They'll all play again on Thursday. So they'll all play again Thursday, a final game. So they'll have some semis this afternoon. They'll play a second game, and they'll play their final game on Thursday. So what we have in the girls' competition today is semi-final stage. We've got 12 teams across the girls, so fewer teams than the boys at 52. But by this afternoon, we'll know which two teams in the girls' Confraternity Shield will play the final, which is a curtain raiser to the women's State of Origin decider in Townsville on Thursday night.
So the blind side, they come through the halfback in Crutchfeld. She gets the offload. Getting up to play it there is Chloe Maxwell. Now with Jensen. Jensen beats one. Maori sidestep over the fullback in Ennis. 10 minutes out from the try line. Referee Allen is calling the Emmaus players to get on side. Another charging run here from Jensen, and Jensen is denied by about a metre from the underneath the crossbar. Numbers out to the right-hand side. If they wish to go that way, they've got the numbers. They're going to throw another forward at the line here. And Adele Jensen is going to go close, but not close enough. Has she reached over?
Yep, that's gone down.
There you go. So once you get across the chalk, you can try and promote it. You haven't touched the elbows on the ground. You've got yourself a chance to do an Elfie Langer.
Yeah, early try to Southern Cross. Adele Jensen, who does play the North Queensland schools team as a prop, and you can see some of that experience here. Takes the ball, not an easy ball to take, gets it, and then goes on the demolition job. Driving the legs, you can see the leg drive there. I'd say Stephen Lands would be happy with that one as the ball goes on the line.
Yeah.
And right next to the posts. So there's a few of these players here. There's actually a bit of a rugby union thread through the Southern Cross team with players such as Abby Penny and Chloe Maxwell, who represent North Queensland in rugby union. But Adele Jensen, a rugby league rep for North Queensland, and just showing some of her talent there to get off to an early start.
That wouldn't be Matt Rogers' Chloe Maxwell, I wouldn't have thought.
I don't think so. A little bit younger. It's a schools comp.
Oh, I'm sure Chloe can still play a mean game. Its conversion is successful, 6-0. Yeah, just crash ball close to the line. It was always set up. Brave from Emmaus defence to try and put some bodies in the way, but the leg drive there was just too strong. Rolls over in the tackle and puts it on the chalk, and referee Allen was right there to award the try. So, first points to the home side.
So what happens with the finals this afternoon? No matter if you're the best team in the comp or you're finished on the lower ranking, every team plays the same amount of games at Confraternity Carnival. So you go into sort of divisional playoffs, if you like, and you finish for the girls' comp finishes Thursday, the boys finish Friday, but everyone plays the same amount of games. It's 5 in the girls' comp and it's 6 in the boys' comp.
People allowed to bounce, so they'll run it back. Beats the tackle there of O'Malley.
Always get with the girls' games and notice a lot of noise from the benches, which is always great. Very loud benches. You don't hear that from the boys as much, but the girls always very encouraging. They take a lot of excitement out of good play on the field.
Well, you also hear it as well on the field. There's a lot of chat in the even at origin level from the girls' players. There's a lot of communications, and boys just go about it. Sometimes it's best the boys don't speak. Blindside they come. Across the 40. Good carry. Still muscling over the 30 now. Gets the offload. Goes behind. It's going to try it up near the back by Penny, the fullback. She'll go close to the line. So Adele Jensen, I think we've got 2 17s out there, which is going to be a little bit confusing. The 17 we've got here, we'll come back to that, is with Maxwell, and Maxwell will get 12 metres out from the try line. There's a little knock on. So I think we've got 2 17s out there, Michael.
The 22 potentially across here. And it's, yeah.
Okay. So it was 22.
No, sorry.
Zoe Zart scored the try.
Yeah, we've got a 12, so we are, yeah, we'll correct that.
Yeah, Zoe Zaro was the try scorer. My apologies. That was a 22 with 17. How do I make an excuse for that? I haven't got one. At all, except blindness. Early on Tuesday morning here at Confro. So 11 metres out.
Some of the workload here, some really good defence here. Maddie Ennis for Emmaus. Jimboomba's got through a power of defence in the number 1 jersey early, so...
Crossfield, they're trying to make him run. It's a long cut-out ball going to the left. The fence comes up out wide, turns it back inside, has to get across the 20. A good defensive set so far from Southern Cross, trying to defend this 6-point lead. High shot, and now might be in a little bit of strife. She's going back into the line there as Lily Chappell, but I think the referee's going to just go with a penalty, just a loose arm.
Yeah, there's no malice in that at all, and good to see players getting up and playing on, just in a bad position in that tackle, that's all.
So Aaron Saxelby will take that aggression with the first carry. Seems to be quite all right. Getting a little bit of depth coming from a long way back. Ferguson, the wing, coming in to do some work. That's the 20-metre line. As we see a slight back line out to the right, but they don't go that way. Again with the forwards with Stamper Topoulos. Good handling skill. It's a lot of dew out there, so that footy is quite wet. There's a break down the left-hand side. Beach 1, beach 2, still going. Finally going to be tackled on the far side. And that's a good run there from Jaylee O'Malley. Now a dart from dummy half from the fullback, Ennis. She'll get up and play. 12 out, last tackle. Juggles it, hangs onto it to Saxelby. Gets the offload down the back, and there'll be a changeover. So 5 of those 6 tackles were quite good.
Yeah, enterprising bit of play. Entertaining from Emmaus, and some good hits too from Southern Cross. There's some contact there with some of their forwards. So, yeah, this is what we're talking about. Different level of competition than what we saw the last game last night. But that's about Confro. That's what it does. It brings different teams together, and they're always entertaining games there. But some good defence. Adele Jensen does, in the 17 jersey, does have strong contact. But, yeah, look at these girls. Some of them learning the game still very much, but showing great enthusiasm.
That's good quick play the ball. They're over halfway. They've gone about 30 metres in this set so far. Here we go with a try scorer and Joy Zaro, and Zaro will get across the 20-metre line. Then Michael Crutcher, it's still a 2-horse race. There's 2 sides trying to win a game of rugby league. And for mine, that's what sport's all about. You just can't knock anybody. Here's a chance. This time it's with the 17 in Jensen. And Jensen with a good carry on the right edge. 15 out from the try line. Last tackle now, says referee Allen. Slow play the ball here. I think they're going to go aerial. No, keeping it in hand. Again, the last tackle option has come unstuck, this time coming from Southern Cross.
Yeah, just 2 sets similar there, with the last tackle not working out for either team. But there's some good defence here, good low defence.
Yeah. I just thought that because they had a flat back line there, I thought the kick was on, and I think that might have been the thought of everybody, but the half decided to run it. I don't think anybody's prepared for that, but nonetheless, they will defend as Emmaus try and work their way out. They lead 6-0. That's the 20-metre line across. Good tackle. Only copped a boot on the way past there, the defender with the headgear. A little knock on there. So this is a good opportunity here for Southern Cross to strike back. They're going to have this scrum set 20 out. So unfortunately, handling error coming up there from Sophie Holbron.
So we've got Emmaus Jimboomba, but also have a team in the boys comp. We also have Emmaus Rockhampton. So one of the ones we always have to differentiate at Confro, the Emmauses. They play in different divisions, though, in the boys comp. So that does assist.
St Mary's still having nightmares.
Well, that was one of those results yesterday that we spoke about, all these results that no one could predict, as Southern Cross get the ball in a good position here.
Lily Chappell with a good carry. Yeah. Shaw finds a ball runner, running it with pace is Tishman. And Tishman, that's great defence there coming from the... I'll get the number of the player who's going to roll away. That was a super shot. There's a fullback in
Matty Ennis again, yeah. Doing a lot of work.
Terrific tackle. So the metre out now here of Southern Cross. Now again, goes for a carry is Tishman, and Tishman again denied here. So the defence is stepping up. It might have actually been Ennis again. Right-hand fan, try scorer. Zaro looking for a pop pass, rolls it out the back. It might have come off the legs. We'll see what the referee rules, but that's a knock on, and that will be a scrum feed to Emmaus. I spoke about the dew and the wet conditions here, and it's going to be a little bit hard to handle, especially those little unpredicted passes that'll, offloads you're not ready to catch, and around the ankles are pretty hard to pick up.
Yeah, we saw that yesterday morning with the boys as well. They had the early start yesterday, and the girls have the early start today. But
yeah, correct.
Also, and we mentioned this too, just trying to get yourself focused and ready to go at 8:30 in the morning. It's tough enough for a school day, let alone the warm-ups that are required for a rugby league game. So you do have some of those moments where you're just getting yourself ready for the day, but they'll have a rest, and there's a knock forward, but they'll have a rest and be ready to play a second game around about lunchtime today.
Yeah, unforced error on that one. It wasn't a bad pass, just had a bit of a bow peep. Stuck the hands up, didn't stick. So they'll force another scrum here. And I must say, talk about last night's final game, 4-4. I was talking to our great man here to the left, who's still in mourning. He's put his girlfriend on the plane. He has the bachelor week. There's tissues here and everything. But he mentioned, go back live. To the left they come. To the line, good carry. They've got numbers, catching passes out available. No, a lot of heat coming here from the defence of Emmaus. Blindside, they're going to keep coming. This time it's with Maxwell. And Maxwell will go over. She can put it down. And Chloe Maxwell has put a second try on the board here for Southern Cross.
Yeah, we mentioned Chloe Maxwell, part of that North Queensland Rugby Union representative team. And just enough ball there. We mentioned the mistakes before, capitalised on by Southern Cross as Chloe Maxwell gets that ball, just runs towards the line and able to get through the defence for a 10-0 lead with about 5 minutes to go in this first half.
Yeah, they didn't need that before half-time, did they, Emmaus? But their own worst enemy. You knock the ball on, errors. Sometimes you pay the ultimate price. That's a try being scored against you in the next set. So conversion here for Takira Wishin. So, Southern Cross. Yeah, they've just got some big players there. Joy Zaro, Kate Tushman, and Adele Jensen. Big forwards. And they've got some good defenders. I'll give to Emmaus, especially Madison Ennis, as you mentioned. Michael's not afraid to put her body on the line.
She has been working very hard in defence for Emmaus. She's been excellent.
Strikes that one low and flat and unconverted. So 10-0 score remains. But yeah, just have a look as they go to the blind side here. It just goes between two shoulders. Just that gap's only just so wide. Had a front rower trying to come across and cover defence there from Dana Taylor, but wasn't able to stop the nimble-footed Chloe Maxwell from crossing.
So we've got the girls' matches this morning and some important matches on too, which we'll talk about after the halftime break, because there's positioning here. These matches this morning will determine who makes the Confraternity Shield semi-finals a bit later today. So they're going on in fields all across here. We've got 6 fields at this complex. We've got 4 through the brilliant Townsville Brothers complex and 2 at neighbouring Ryan Catholic College. And I must say, the main field at Ryan Catholic College, field 6, it is a beautiful surface.
They tell me the guy up there prides his grass on the guy from Caddyshack. Just loves his groundsman stuff. Any gophers or anything like that?
I haven't seen any gophers, but that would explain it. It's a beautiful surface over there. So it's field 6. You've got to take a little bottle of water.
Your feet before you can walk on. Yeah,
take a little bottle of water for the journey.
Yeah.
But it's worth it.
Fallon James with a good carry. Gets over halfway, almost to the 20. Steps off the left, straight to play here. They've just got some big bodies. Adele Jensen having a great carry every time she has the pill in hand. Look, lining up again. Another forward. This time it's with Fallon James again with her second carry in this set. But the defence is just as good. Amelia Schultz just putting a body on the line there in the defence. Underball here. Scholes the tackler, and that will be a changeover. So they got within 20. Didn't go to the kick, ball in hand, but at least they didn't knock it on and have a scrum. So they completed a set.
And there's about 6 girls from Southern Cross who are back from last year's Confraternity Carnival in Brisbane. So again, that experience definitely helps them out here.
Again, Southern Cross is coming up in one line, denying any progress. We haven't seen any action to the right of field as yet. This time, Crosswell is wrapped up. Slow play the ball here. This is allowing Southern Cross to get their defensive line set pretty quickly. So that's really denying. They need to get a quick play the ball here to Emmaus Jimboomba. Blindside they come. Switches the play. The 5'8" wants to go the other way with Munro, and Munro's going to be denied any more progress. So here you go. The last tackle, and they've only 28 metres out from the try line. That was a little bit of an injury here.
Yeah, there's a pretty strong hit there from Chloe Maxwell in defence. Might have just twisted a knee there, but a good shot from Chloe Maxwell there. She's
there's been no shortage of big shots, big carries, and people throwing themselves in front of oncoming semis, if you will.
Yeah, it's great. There's really good physical contests in these games. It doesn't matter what field they're on, what division they're on. The contests are good, and our players have shown a fair bit of courage there.
As you mentioned, Michael, 5 to 6 fields, all live streams, so you can go and watch them, click between all of them.
Yep.
I think we had over 40,000 views yesterday, which is outstanding for the morning and the afternoon session. So everybody loving it anywhere around the world. We had somebody from Malta yesterday. So on the Facebook page, if you can let us know where you're watching from today on Tuesday, we won't give you your last names, but in case you're supposed to be working, you're watching Confro instead. Confidential GLD, and you may rename anonymous.
That's right.
Kicking early.
Just always keen to hear where people are watching.
By all means, in a penalty, so inside the 10, and that will be half time. 10-0 in favour of Southern Cross. We'll take a break here. Confraternity, day number 2. Well, hang on, we'll just wait. We'll come back because it was a penalty. Beg your pardon. The referee hasn't blown half time. My apologies to everybody involved. So there'll be a tap restart. It's going to put it on the toe. End over end. Nobody's at home here, so this could bounce either way. I thought for sure it was going to hit the crossbar or the upright and cause some havoc. Now we'll get the referee, Zara Allen, to call time on the first half, and we'll be back in a few minutes' time. About to get underway here for the second half. 10-0 in favour of Southern Cross. 2 tries, one to Zoe Zaro close to the line, and then Chloe Maxwell in the 15th minute, just charging over on the left-hand side. That try was unconverted, as the first one was. 10-0 scoreline. Emmaus just needs some field position, and I think the story of the first half, the conditions probably not ideal, but just hang on to the footy, both teams. We've had way too many scrums and way too many turnovers on the last.
Which is said this is different to last night when it was a boys Division 1 game, but the basics are exactly the same. That was a game that was had a lot of mistakes.
Well, exactly right. That's exactly the Div 1's game. The number of times that Ignatius Park knocked it on and had to defend and defend and defend. Honestly, that scoreline of 4-4, they're lucky to get away with that, I thought, at Ignatius Park. But in saying that, Marymount weren't able to actually conjure up a way to get through. They tried to go crossfield. They finally brought it in Coates to score out wide just before half-time. But, yeah, it was... if you don't catch the footy at any level, you're going to pay. So
yeah, you're just going to put more pressure on your defence, as we saw yesterday.
So both sides, Zara Allen, as I mentioned, is the referee for today. How good's the guy with the kicking tee and puts it on the tee for you? There you go. Looking for a tip. Any guy does that and wears a bucket hat. He's a friend of mine. Oh, we're underway. Ennis, get things started. If you need any apparel, Struddies are here. They're over down behind the canteens here between field 1 and 2. Go over and see Ross and Michael Rasmussen for all your apparel. Put some orders in. They'll make anything up for you. And they sell anything you can wear pretty much.
Give you free compliments too.
Yeah.
I walked in this morning with 2 other people in Confraternity Carnival gear, and Ross Strudwick said what a fine bunch of looking people we were.
Yeah, he's a charmer. You sell your car, Ross. Adele Jensen, the one that doesn't work either.
It looks good though. It's very good.
It does look good. He does a great job.
The gear's fantastic, the Confra gear.
Well, all the jerseys are outstanding, and if I may talk about another carnival, the Murray Carnival, some of those jerseys just absolutely outstanding artwork. And your artwork can be fine, but can you put it on a jersey and make it look just as good? Yep, Struddies can. Your buddies at Struddies. So, Southern Cross already have 2 tries in the bank here, and once again, Emmaus on the defence. James gets the offload. Lost a couple of metres here. They're going to put a kick in here with Lily Chappell. And that'll go end over end. There's a little bit of a breakdown in communication here. Wasn't ideal here. It was pretty hard work here for Abby Penny, because she had one of her own players in front of her, and that put her off a bit. And that's a knock-on. That'll be scrum feed here to Southern Cross.
Yeah, well, Lily Chappell, she got to the kick there. She's playing with the Burdekin Roosters in the North Queensland competition. The Townsville competition also back for her second carnival after playing in Brisbane last year. So some of that experience helps, and like we said, those teams didn't get to kicks at different stages in the first half, but the kick there forces a mistake. So good position here for Southern Cross.
Yeah, we talked about the chat on the field. Probably need a little bit of that there to just work out who was doing what. That's going to go through the hands. That's a knock on there. No, referee says play on. Came off the shin, so play on. It's with Krutzfeld. A metre out from the try line. Tackler there was Savannah Jedra. Short ball. Again, Emmaus defence on the line has been strong. Apart from the try there from Joy Zaro with the crash ball, their line defence has been strong. Look at that, putting a body on the line there. That's Elena Hume. Gets the offload here again. The cover defence, but reaches out and scores the try. The line defence just not quite numbering up. And they come up with another try there, and we saw Amelia Skulls do her best to deny that try, but just too much momentum there.
Yeah, Lily Chappell, she started this field position with the kick. Good effort there, physical contact, but just able to get the hands free. That's a great offload.
That's an early Beatson there.
Yeah, swarming defence, but not enough to stop Southern Cross getting their 3rd try of the match early in this second half. They're just some of those other games we mentioned on some of the other fields there. This is an important morning just to see where some of these teams are placed for the Girls Confraternity Shield, and some teams that are in interesting games here. St Patrick's Mackay, last year's grand finalists, won both games yesterday. 4-all currently with Shalom from Bundaberg. We also have Marymount College playing Rocky Grammar. Marymount, the inaugural Shield champions in 2022. They're leading 12-10 over Rocky Grammar. So a close game there. And last year's champions as this conversion. That's a nice strike. Just to the left. The TCC leading 8-0 over St Joseph's Toowoomba, as we see the replay with the determination to offload. That's fantastic.
But again, 3-4 players turned up here. Just the momentum. They weren't ready for that offload, because a couple of those players would have been blinded from the actual release there. And good scrambling, but just not quite enough here to deny Chappell from going across the line. So a restart here for Emmaus. And, I don't like to pick favourites or go for any team, but I just like to see a side remove the 0 from the scoreboard. If they lose, so be it, but I just like to see them get across the line. Just gives them that encouragement to come back and have a positive conversation at the end of a game about scoring a try, even though if they get beaten in the end. So here it is with Fallon James.
Just another team to keep an eye on at the moment, Mount Maria College Mitchelton and Emmaus College Rocky in the Girls Shield competition. Mount Maria leading 10 points to 6. And if Mount Maria win that game, they should go through to the semi-final. So this is very tight.
They were here on field 1 yesterday. Very impressive, Mount Maria. That will go into touch. There's a touch judge over there who's about 2'3". And I didn't see the flag come up. I didn't say it didn't come up. But they're volunteers, the touch judges. And that will be a changeover. So Emmaus, can they either get close to the line or get something set up? Next onslaught. So that's the 20-metre line, halfway to the 30, the 40, I should say. One thing that Southern Cross is doing well is they're just holding down on the ruck. Allowed to run. This is a good break here from the half there in Wishen. And Wishen will go all the way to the try. That's a great individual try. And Wishen, they come up with a try. Wait for the referee to award the points, and she does. So they're pretty happy there in the corner. Have a look at that. Beauty.
That's great to see. They've rushed across from the far edge to celebrate the try. And well done, Emmaus Jimboomba. Nice bit of speed here. We're talking about speed. Just wins any sport you play in. And the left foot step was a fabulous step. Runs away and gets that ball down to celebrate. Well done to Emmaus Jimboomba. They've worked hard for that try and worked hard across a couple of days. So they'll celebrate that one. Well, they should.
So 14-4. The zero's off the scoreboard, but, you know, they convert this one and anything could happen, as we've seen so many times, especially yesterday.
Yeah, we saw yesterday the way that games can change. That's good for Nick Jones, a coach, and his team. They'll get a lot of satisfaction out of that try. Southern Cross have defended well up until now, but easier kicking conditions than yesterday. There's a breeze, but it's gentle. It shouldn't really impact. Bit cooler breeze too, but that's not cool by Southern standards.
It's not a bad strike. Just short. Score remains. But have a look at this for individual. We've seen some great individual tries. We talked about McFarland's yesterday. Have a look at this one.
Yeah, there's a bit of eyes up play, and the step was the key to the try.
Yeah, just ran between shoulders. Didn't run at the player. And have a look. The celebration afterwards just tells you what Confro's all about. So...
And didn't play last year. Takira Wisson wasn't in the Emmaus team that played at Confro last year, so having her first taste of Confro and a try to take away.
Zara Allen will get things underway. Shortish kickoff. Oh, takes that right on the throat, but anyway, secures it as Jedra. Tackler is Destiny Shaw. You just always score a try, especially when you're down, say, 14-0. Just can lift the side. But isn't it the cursed lead, 14-0? I always believe if you're down 14-0, sometimes, more often than not, you actually lose the game. There's a little knock on there. It might not be the case today, but... So again, handling errors just being the Achilles heel here for Emmaus.
Yeah, a bit of field position again for Southern Cross. Field's getting plenty of support from the benches. And later this afternoon, we'll probably have a crowd that really fills up for the Shield semi-finals for the girls and the boys.
Well, contact there, put on Cutmore. She's driven back to the 40-metre line.
Maddie Ennis again. She tackles for fun.
There she goes again. Tries to go low, but just didn't quite get there in time. As you see, Joy Zaro will get up to play it. Another forward. And Fallon James doesn't mind doing the hard work. Well, actually, that might be a Kate Teichman, and it is the 20. Try scorer Chappell. O'Neill gets the offload to Penny. So still 2 tackles to go. They're 22 metres out from the try line. O'Neill goes herself back the other way, opening up the left-hand side. There's a hit of maybe a pop pass out the back. Destiny Shaw, dummy half. Crossfield kick. Good play with Chappell, allowed to bounce. Oh, the footy and knock on just as she was about to get the footy there. Ella Henningsen, and unfortunately just bounced out of her hands, and that'll be a change over here for Emmaus to work it out from their own end.
Set up perfectly too, but when you've got defence coming at you,
yeah,
it's not always easy just to take those loose balls.
You're thinking about your right ribs, aren't you? Oh, there's a knock on, so Emmaus will have another chance. Sorry, Southern Cross have another chance to go across the chalk and take this contest away. 9 minutes remaining.
And we'll keep an eye on those outside fields as well, just to see what the semi-final situation may be for the Confraternity Shield.
Break through the middle, charging for the defence. Holding up again, just. A good carry this again from Zaro. Now the other try scorer wants to have another crack. Chappell, denied. Dummy half is sure. Catch and pass forwards, combining in the back line. How good is this? Right hand fend and over she goes and scores a try. And Chloe Maxwell will score her second. But check out the right hand, don't argue. It's a beauty and it's got herself a try.
Yeah, that's a try just comes off the mistake. There hasn't been much between these teams, but Southern Cross has been able to make the most of errors close to the try line. And Maxwell there, as we saw last time, a close range. She's difficult to stop. She's a strong runner. Plants the ball for a try that will get Southern Cross College home in this game. I know we thought yesterday in the boys Div 1 game that St Mary's Toowoomba was home. That was 8 points up with 2 minutes to play. So what we're going to need to see here is Emmaus just try and score some quick tries to do that. There's plenty of time still. Just on the other fields at the moment, the Cathedral College leading 16-6 over St Joseph's Toowoomba, so in a good position, TCC to go through to the semi-finals, defending their title from last year. Mount Maria up 16-6 over Emmaus Rocky as well, so they're on track for a semi-final berth. And still, it's 4-all, St Patrick's, Mackay and Shalom, so that's a very tight game there. St Patrick's last year's, so they've made the final in both years. As we see this replay of Chloe Maxwell powering over to get to an 18-4 lead. And the other game, which is in this Pool C game, which is St Margaret Mary's 12 leading St Ursula's Yeppoon 4. That's happening on the outside fields at the moment. If we glance a long way across to field 6, there's action over there. And these fields will be packed this afternoon.
Restart. On the ground, end over end. Knocked back, I think referee Allen will adjudicate and does so. 3 defenders come in. The job is pretty much done, but they sort of decide to make sure the ball's wrapped up. Courageous tackle there from Wishen, a bigger player. Stops back into the line. Again, the forwards, I think this is where they've dominated here as Southern Cross. Joy Zaro, they've just got some big bodies. Here's another one, good carry from Adele Jensen. Jensen looking for an offload, does so. Did she knock it on? Just.
Yeah, just.
It's all like a brunt ball, wasn't it?
Yeah, just a slight knock on, well picked up. But I thought she did quite well, Adele Jensen. She was tempted to go left, decided not to, but then had an open player there and was a good chance to try to keep that play going.
So, scrum set just inside. Scrum set. Comes out nicely. Away we go. Emmaus. Big contact here. Didn't seem to bother her too much. Get up and play it. They come to the blind side. It's 3-on-2. Takes it to the line. Well, coming out is Penny. Shuts that play down. Clarissa Lee will get up gingerly and play it. Rachel Parry, cross halfway. Skulls. Ennis. Lock forward now in Sema Topopoulos. Now they're inside the half of Southern Cross. What can they do? A run here from Madison Ennis. Her defence has been strong. Good carry that instance. Now it's the last interfered with. No, it's going to be a changeover. So a little knock on again. Last tackle option comes unstuck here for Emmaus. Even though they had the ball in hand, it's probably the third time they've knocked it on on the 6th and last. And referee Allen's gone back a long way.
It's interesting to see how this day pans out weather-wise. That's a strong run. Again from Southern Cross College. But it just doesn't seem to be getting any brighter here at the moment. It seems to be a little bit gloomy, a little bit darker. So if we're going to get some showers today, it could be very interesting to see how that pans out for the competition, what it means for the teams if these fields do get a little bit slippery with rain.
Well, it's the same for both sides, so just adjust. And yeah, it's not ideal, but you know, personally, I actually used to love playing in the wet. It just means everybody's just as slow as me. It's terrific.
I'll say you would have lost your pace advantage.
Yeah, well, yeah, 0 to 105 days. This is going to be a penalty, kicking for touch. No breeze really to speak of like it was yesterday, Michael. It was a 20k east-southeasterly coming over the top of the hill. That doesn't seem to be as strong today.
We have a very different day. There was not a cloud in the sky yesterday and a breeze. Today we've got clouds. It's a bit gloomy. It's not the North Queensland winters I remember from many years ago on the Townsville Bulletin Sports desk.
That's, yeah, okay. Back in the day, Fallon James, did you have the typewriter that you had to push the thing along to go to the next sentence, that sort of thing? As we see a run here from Zaro. Zaro knows the way to the chalk, doesn't get there this time. Will quick play the ball. Maxwell, Chloe Maxwell gets a third. And Chloe Maxwell across the line, and that will put the contest to bed with 2 minutes to go. Probably already was, but Chloe Maxwell, she knows how to run the right lines.
Yeah,
Michael Crutcher.
We haven't had too many penalties in this game, but this try comes off the back of a penalty in field position for Southern Cross. As we said before, Chloe Maxwell close to the line. She's a strong runner and she's hard to stop for Emmaus. So gets 3 to ensure that Southern Cross will get its first win of the carnival, leading 22-4 with 90 seconds and a kick to come. So well done to Southern Cross, but also to Emmaus Jimboomba. They'll have another game this afternoon and one on Thursday. But you can see them getting better as well as the carnival goes on. The skills improve, which is part of this long build into Confraternity Carnival. You look back at some of the boys' teams, it's been going since 1980. Some of the schools that have been eventually get to the top of the Shield comp started in a quiet way and built their skills as the years went on, and the culture of league.
Well, we look at sides that have only got 19 boys in grade 12. You know, so it just shows you can have a real Dave and Goliath setup, and sometimes Dave goes back to back and has a win against Goliath. The conversion is successful. 24 points to 4, 45 seconds remaining. And have a look at Emmaus. They're running back. They want to get a restart here. There's a great try there. Just knows the right lines. Ran against the right shoulder of Aaron Saxelby, and Saxelby just couldn't quite stop the momentum there for another try to Chloe Maxwell.
I do like this service that you mentioned before about the ball being placed on the tee.
Right.
We can introduce that at many other levels.
Oh, he's not doing anything. I have trouble doing my shoelaces if he wants to keep bending down and helping out there. So, and wearing a bucket hat. As I mentioned, is another breakdown on the left-hand side. It's not done yet. Southern Cross. Clock's going to beat them. This will be the last play. What can happen? That's the 40. Going towards the halfway line. Still going. Chance here. And that's Maxwell again, I think, is it? And that will be full time. 24 points to 4. A win for Southern Cross over Emmaus. We'll be back with a Game 2, Day 2, Confraternity 2024. We'll see you soon.